Students, in biomolecules chapter, so in previously we studied about we learned the biomolecules. So on that biomolecules we have to learn about the carbohydrates. The subtopic is the carbohydrates. So on that carbohydrates we have to learn the different type of the classification of the carbohydrates. And here we studied about the cyclic structure of the glucose and the normal structure of the glucose. Similarly, fructose, the pyranose structure of the glucose, furanose structure of the fructose. Based on that, the cyclic structure of the sucrose also we have to learn in the previous class. So now here we have to know the another subtopic in the biomolecules, that is the amino acids. Amino acids. So simple meaning. Amino acids means it will be having the amine group. Amine. Amine means already we have to know what is that NH2 functional group. And carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid means COOH functional group. So the group which will be having the amine and carboxylic acid functional group, simply that will be called as a amino acids. So here the general formula for this amino acid is NH2CH COOH and capital R. Here this is the amine group and this is the carboxylic acid group. So this is the amine group and this one is the carboxylic acid group. So this is the general formula for any type of the amino acid. So these amino acid can be depend on the here this capital R group. For example, if capital R, if we substitute the H in place of the capital R, we are substituted the capital H. So NH2CH, that is the CH2COOH. So that will be called as a glycine. The amino acid name is treated as a glycine. So if we take the in general formula capital R is equals to CH3, then the amino acid is the NH2CH. In place of capital R, we substitute the CH3, remaining is the same COOH. Then this is called as a alanine. Okay, now that amino acid name is called as a, what is that? Alanine. So this is the general formula of the amino acids. Okay, students. Amino acid means it will having the amine and acid, carboxylic acid functional groups. So that will be called as a amino acid. So here the classification of the amino acids. So amino acids can be classified into the different types. For example, neutral amino acid. What is that, students? Neutral amino acid. Neutral amino acid means on that neutral amino acid, one amine, one NH2 group and only one COOH group will be present, one NH2, only one COOH group will be present. That amino acid is treated as neutral amino acid. So this neutral amino acid, example for that neutral amino acid is, earlier we studied, this is the glycine. How many amino groups? Only NH2, only one COOH group will be present. So glycine is called as a neutral amino acid. Similarly, here alanine. Look at this. Alanine. In alanine also, how many NH2 groups? Only one. How many COOH group? Only one. So alanine is also one of the example for neutral amino acids. So neutral amino acids means one NH2 group and one COOH group is present, then that is treated as neutral amino acids. Example for that neutral amino acids, glycine, alanine and valine, these are the example for neutral amino acids. and another is the acidic amino acids. Acidic amino acid means the amino acid will having the acidic nature. That means one NH2 group and two carboxylic acid functional groups. Two carboxylic acid functional group is present, then that is called as acidic amino acids. Okay, students. So example for that acidic amino acids: aspartic acid, glutamic acid. These are the example for acidic amino acids. And another classification is the basic amino acids. Basic means basic nature will be more. Means one carboxylic acid functional group and more than one NH2 functional groups are present. Okay, students, one carboxylic acid functional group, more than one amine functional groups are present, that is treated as a basic amino acids. Another classification is the basic amino acids. Means only one carboxylic acid functional group and more amine functional groups are present, that is the basic amino acid. Example for that basic amino acids: lysine, histidine, arginine. These are the example for basic amino acids. Another classification is the aromatic amino acids. Means the amino acids will having the aromatic nature. Okay, students, like a benzene. Amino acids will having the aromatic nature, then that will be treated as classified as aromatic amino acids. Example: proline and tryptophan is example for aromatic amino acids. Another one is the sulfur containing amino acids. Sulfur containing amino acids. So on that sulfur containing amino acid means the amino acid will having the sulfur atom. So example: methionine and cysteine is example for sulfur containing amino acids. So this is the classification of the amino acids. How it can be classified means neutral amino acid based on the amine group and carboxylic acid functional group. Acidic amino acids, basic amino acids, aromatic amino acids, sulfur containing amino acids. So when that is the classification of the amino acids and few examples for that amino acids. And now here we learn about the properties of the amino acids. When we observe the properties of amino acids will be form the Zwitter ion. Amino acids will form the what is the Zwitter ion. Zwitter ion means if the molecule will having the both cation species and anion species, that will be called as a Zwitter ion. So here the amino acids will be formed the Zwitter ion. How it can be formed? Simple. Let us observe. So this is the amino acid general formula. So on the general formula, carboxylic acid hydrogen atom is transferred to amine functional group. Okay, students, the hydrogen atom from the carboxylic acid is transferred to the amine functional group. Then NH2 is converted to the NH3 plus bond CH capital R bond COO minus. So this is the anionic part and this is the cationic part. In a one molecule both anionic and cationic part will be present, then that is called as a Zwitter ion. So here the amino acids will be formed the Zwitter ions. So this is the special property of the amine acid. So here the amine acid, this Zwitter ion will having the amphoteric in nature. Amphoteric in nature. So this is the property of the amino acid and Zwitter ion. Here the amino acids also classified into the essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. What is the mean by the essential amino acids? Mean the amino acids which can be supplied through the diet, to the our human body, that is called as a essential amino acids. Okay students, the amino acids which can be supplied through diet, that is called as a essential amino acids. So there are the 10 essential amino acids are present. Example, phenyl, alanine and valine and histidine. These are the example for essential amino acids. And non-essential amino acids. Non-essential amino acids means the amino acids which can be produced in our body. The amino acids which can be produced in our human body, that is called as a non-essential amino acids. So this is the meaning about the essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. And then we have to learn about the proteins. So proteins, before that proteins, we have to know the peptide bond. Okay student, what is that? Peptide bond. What is the mean by this peptide bond? Means simple. So this is the 1 mole of the amino acid and this is the another mole of the amino acid, means 2 amino acids react with each other and they will be losing the water molecule. How they can be losing the water molecule? Means the OH group from the carboxylic acid functional group and the hydrogen atom from amine functional group of the another amino acid. That means in one amino acid OH group and another amino acid the hydrogen atom combined with each other, they will be losing the water molecule and the formation molecule will having the peptide bond. Here this is the peptide bond. Peptide bond. What is the mean by the peptide bond? Means yeah, one amino acid losing the OH group from carboxylic acid and another amino acid losing the hydrogen atom from its amine group, then it will be formed the peptide bond. Here these peptide bond will be formed. How many amino acids are react with each other? 2 amino acids. So simply this is called as a dipeptide bond. Dipeptide bond. So that is the meaning of the peptide bond. And by using that peptide bond, only 2 amino acids are involving in the formation of that peptide bond, that is called as a dipeptide bond. If 3 amino acids are involving, tripeptide bond. 4 amino acids are involving, then the formation peptide bond is the tetrapeptide bond. And if the polyamino acids, more number of amino acids are involving for the formation of the peptide bond, that is called as a polypeptide bond. Polypeptide bond. This is leads to the proteins. Okay students. So proteins. How the proteins can be defined means a polypeptide with more than 100 amino acids. A polypeptide with more than 100 amino acids having molecular weight higher than 10,000 units, that is called as a protein. Okay students, how we can define the protein? A polypeptide bond with more than 100 amino acids having molecular mass, nothing but molecular weight higher than 10,000 units, that is called as a protein. Example for proteins: skin, it will be present in skin, hair and cell, etc. So this is the meaning about the peptide bond and protein.